This is our 2023 Mercedes Sprinter van. We self-converted this van over 7 months and have been living in it full-time for the past month.
Without further ado, let us give you the full tour of our van, Summit.
Come on into our home. When you first walk into our van, we have our salon. Now our salon has 2 seats because we work full time and we wanted a space that we could work, eat, and just have a space to kind of lounge in. Our salon is a bit versatile in the fact that with these seats, we can take off our lagoon mount table and have a little bit more of like a bench seating. Every section of our van is kept with storage in mind. In this drawer, we have our shoe cubby, and it holds a ton of our shoes right by the door, so it's super convenient. Our drawers have either a magnetic or a latch lock on all of them to make sure that they stay closed while in transit. Moving further back, we have our ottoman, which we've nicknamed Ollie's Ottoman after our dog. We particularly like this ottoman because we've been able to rearrange it in several different locations. So for example, the person sitting here can put the ottoman here and then look out this window or the door. This ottoman is also used for storage. So we have all of Ollie's food and toys, health documents, everything like that. It's nicknamed Ollie's Ottoman.
Ollie, do you smell your food there?
Smell your kibble and bits. And going further back, we have another drawer full of our larger kitchen appliances, such as our Instant Pot and our blender, as well as oils and vinegars. And that's it. Continuing our theme with the storage, we have 3 very large cabinets up top, and we have room for our laptops and computer equipment, all the equipment that we use to work with. And this particular cabinet has both USB, USB-C, and 120 volt charging in it. So this is kind of where we're able to charge all of our electronics. We have another full cabinet with another shelf up top to help us keep organized. And all of our shelves have a little anti-slip to help things stay still in transit. And then we have a bit of miscellaneous storage. Underneath the table, we have a little reading light that gives just this area light. So if someone's in bed, they can still have a little bit of light over here while they lounge. Now this window here is operable, which we're very excited about. So we have both this window and the sliding door window on sliders. So we have it fully open now. It also has a bug screen, and it allows, both windows here allow for a nice cross breeze, helping keep the van nice and cool and comfortable. Now the next part of our heating and air conditioning to keep our van nice and cool and comfortable is our Le Mans fan. Now our Le Mans fan is low profile, and what that means is that it can fit under our Orion roof rack, so that way we can put solar panels on top of it, trying to optimize our solar intake. We have our 2-way switch that brings air into the van as well as sucks air out of the van, which is really important in keeping the van cool and comfortable. As well as its location is very important to our stovetop. Now in the past month that we've been living in the van, we've found that we love having this van right by our stove because we have it on the suction air out whenever we are cooking. So that kind of brings us to our kitchen or our galley. We love to cook, so it was really important for us to incorporate all of the niceties of a full kitchen that you would have at home in our van. So in our van, we have a 2-burner induction stovetop, a Breville smart oven, and 2 full depth drawers that we're able to store all of the things that we cook with, including utensils and pots and pans. Going further back, we have this huge butcher block countertop, and this is very large, and I've been very pleased with it in the past month of cooking in the van. Below the countertop, we have a very large refrigerator and freezer combination by NovaCool. Now this fridge and freezer is kind of nice specifically because the freezer is an entirely separate compartment. So the, whoops. And going to the back of our kitchen, we have a really deep undermount sink, which is really nice, easy for cleanup. A kitchen faucet that is removable, making it easy for cleanup. And underneath our sink, we have a large cabinet door, which includes our trash and most of our cleaning supplies. Up top, we have 2 cabinets. One is used for all of our cups, bowls, plates, and the second is used for our coffee, tea, and some of our other cleaning supplies, as well as breakfast items. Up front, we have a little shelf that Elliot is currently using for his bananas. We have one 120 volt outlet and an under cabinet light to help illuminate the countertop space.
Working our way aft, next up is our shower. And we didn't really follow a pre-built plan for our van. We kind of just took our things that we wanted, our non-negotiables, and then laid it out in van space and then kind of went from there. So the biggest thing that we sacrificed in our overall layout was size of our shower. But we still have a shower and an enclosed area to use the restroom, which was important for us. We used vinyl sheet flooring for our walls, which kind of gives it this nice granite tile effect, but by saving a lot of weight. So we don't have any real tile in here. We have this little cubby, which we're kind of using for toilet paper now, and then whenever we take a shower, this is where our shampoo and conditioner goes, and body soap. And then working our way down, we have our Ogo composting heads. We have just been in love with this toilet so far because it is a very small form factor. So for our small shower, we can still sit down and have the door shut and fit, but it doesn't sacrifice on storage. So basically we're able to use it without emptying it for kind of a long period of time. It's hooked up to power. So basically we have a button here that will agitate the solids. So you don't need to rotate, you don't need to manually crank anything. And then it has a fan, a powered fan that is vented to the outside of the van. So there's no smells, and it's really just been a joy to have. Finally, we have our Nautilus shower door, which gives us a little bit of privacy. Working our way back, we have our line of cabinets and drawers. We call this our floor to ceiling cabinet because it goes from floor to ceiling. Starting at the top, we have our control panel. We have our 120 volt AC distribution panel, our S-Bar diesel heater control, all of our DC switches, and our Victron Touch GX, which basically gives us controls and information on our electrical system, the temperature in the van, and the water levels in our freshwater tanks and gray water tank. Working our way down, we have our pantry. These are all very deep drawers, just trying to maximize our space, like we said. We have 3 drawers of pantry items. These 2 don't open up all the way, just so that way we can kind of take them out if we need to in the future. So we can take them out here. And then we have our toiletries in this drawer, kind of our deodorant and stuff like that. And then the very bottom, we have our laundry hamper. And this one is not very deep because we have our water tanks on the other side, which we'll go into in a little bit. Now, as you can see, I'm sitting on top of our bed, which is one of our favorite areas in the van, just because of how comfortable it is. This is a custom mattress from custommattressmakers.com. So it's a queen widthwise, and then it is a queen lengthwise where we have our flares. So it's basically a weird shape, and they got it perfectly. And this is a spring mattress, so it's really nice. Sleep is so important. Besides a comfortable bed, the airflow and temperature is really what makes this area great to sleep in. We have our Nomadic X2 air conditioner up here. This is a DC air conditioner. We can run this all night, and it barely makes a dent in our batteries, so that's really incredible. When we were in the Everglades, which will be our next video, it kept us nice and cool all night, which is pretty awesome. We have 2 windows in our Flare Space flares, and these both open with the bug screen, so we can have good airflow coming kind of this way through the van. A Caframo Sirocco 2, which is a really low power fan that we can set different speeds, different timers, and that goes right on our heads at night. So the airflow back here is incredible. Now the reason we're able to have our bed perpendicular in our van, which basically gives us a lot of room for living and cooking and everything up there, is our flare space flares. We have a thinner flare on the passenger side because we have our sliding door, and a deeper flare on the driver's side. I'm 6'1", Jen's 5'9", so we can fit really comfortably in this bed. The way it works is our pillow goes into the smaller flare. Underneath our pillow, we kind of keep the books that we're currently reading, and then our feet will go into the deeper flare. And it's been a very comfortable way to sleep. Over here, we have our 3 overhead cabinets. These are for our wardrobe. So basically, Jennifer gets 2 and I get 1. That's kind of how it works. But there's a lot of room. And we just have to basically stack our clothing, and it works out really well. You kind of just lift up, pull, and you're good to go. We have a secondary switch for our lights, so we can turn off our lights back here, turn on our lights, put them on a dimmer if we want.
Now our floors are from Camper Van HQ. They were super easy to install, really durable, and we love the way that it kind of brings a natural element into the van. In our front cab, we have a few different elements. First is our headliner shelf, which we used the Vancillary DIY kit to create. This is great for miscellaneous storage that we kind of need to grab and go that doesn't fit in anywhere else in the van. We also have this stealth curtain from the Wonderful, and this curtain is really nice because it stores on one side of the van cab, and then we're able to slide it over, which really helps to keep this area much more cool than the front cab. Even though we still have a full set of window covers from the Wonderful, we absolutely love this curtain because it really does make sure that this area of the van is very climate controlled, which is very important for us considering that we leave our dog in the van at some points. We also have our swivel seat from the Swivel Shop, and this has been such a game changer. It basically allows us to have 3 seats in this area in addition to our 2 seats at the salon, because we're able to swivel this seat and gain another 3rd seat, and then we're able to also put our ottoman right here and have it as a little footrest, which is really enjoyable, and it makes it very cozy. And it's kind of nice because you may think, oh, there's only 2 of you, but actually there's a 3rd. Like, Ollie will always sit at one of these seats, so it's really nice, like she is right now. So it's really nice for us to have 3 seats. As we head outside, the last piece of gear that we have are these bug nets from the Bug Wall. Now, these bug nets, they completely fall down to the very bottom of our step, and the entrance into them is completely magnetic, making it really easy to come in and out of the van. And this was clutch whenever we were in the Everglades and were swarmed with mosquitoes. It came in very handy.
Underneath the van, we have our gray water. It's an 11-gallon tank from Northwest Conversions, undermounted, and we have an electric ball valve, which is controlled from the panel inside. Moving to the back of the van with our raised bed that gave us room for storage and what we call our garage. The first thing that you'll notice is that we have another bug net on the back of the van. If you notice about the bug wall that we have a bug net up top here at the level of the bed, and then this area is all privacy. So that's nice when we need to open up our doors and get something from out of here while we're on the road. The garage holds all the systems that allow us to be off-grid in our van. We have 3 game changer heated batteries from Battleborn. These are each 270 amp hours, which gives us a total battery capacity of over 800 amp hours, which is awesome. These things are incredible. They're heated, so basically if the van gets really cold, let's just say we leave it in a colder temperature, or we're vanning through a very cold climate, and heat them from inside the battery bank, which is super, super neat. We have our electrical wall on the far back, all Victron components, and we have our wake speed, and that's kind of the behind the scenes for how this all works and how we cannot have propane or any other systems on board. Just all electric is because of our wake speed, and that is what takes our secondary alternator which is a 280 amp alternator, and charges up our batteries anytime we're on the road. It's like we have a generator every time we turn on the van, which is pretty cool. On the sides, we have everything to do with plumbing. So we have 2 33-gallon wheel water tanks. These water tanks are from Northwest Conversions, and they have a cutout in the center, so they sit right over the wheels, and they are massive. Let me tell you, we still are trying to figure out how much water we use from our 1 month on the road, and these last a very long time. We have a Bosch water heater, so this gives us a few more gallons, so we have about 70 gallons all in on the road, which is a lot of weight and a lot of freedom when we're off grid. For our drinking water, we have the Stealth 5 from Guzzle. This thing uses 2 different ways to purify our water. It has a filter and it has a UV filter. So it's plugged into our DC system, and that makes sure that our water is clean and tastes great just from our water tanks. It's pretty incredible. We also have an outdoor washdown pump, which we used when we had a boat all the time. And this is coming in handy already in our first month, just getting rid of muddy boots or anything from hiking. We have our water entry hose right here, and this is a pretty cool system. The hose kind of just locks in, so you don't need to be manning it while you're filling water, which is super neat. We also have bins full of miscellaneous storage, our tools and our spare parts. And what we kind of took out to film it easier, but is our backpacking backpacks. Those also live back here. Now moving to the outside of the van, you'll notice up top in our Orion roof rack, we have our 2 rear scene lights. Those are dimmable and controlled inside. Our van, if you noticed, is raised up. So we have a off-road kit on it, and it's all-wheel drive. So hopefully that'll allow us to get to all the places we want to get to. Here we have our smart plug, which is our 30 amp shore power connector type. We haven't had to plug in often, but it's nice knowing that we can. Now to get up on our roof, we have our Stealth ladder from Orion, which fits super nicely into our roof rack. Up here on our roof is kind of the star of the show for the exterior part of our van build. We have 825 watts of walkable solar, which makes this whole roof deck very practical, very usable. It's walkable, so we don't have to worry about damaging our solar system. Behind me, you'll see our 12-volt DC Starlink with its Wi-Fi included, which allows us to work on the road. And it's flat mount from Trio Flat Mount. This thing is incredible. It is attached via magnets, which kind of blows my mind, and which makes it movable. So we have an extension, so if we're parked underneath some trees, we can basically lift it up, move it around, and still have high-speed internet wherever we are. And right next to it, you'll see our Nomadic X2 AC from the top. And what you don't see up here is our Le Mans low profile fan, as we mentioned earlier, because it is underneath our roof rack, just giving us the capability for a full roof solar deck and 825 watts of solar.
Thank you so much for watching our van tour.
We have all the links for all the different pieces and parts of our build in the description, also on our website at showandjoe.com/vanbuild. We'll also be including an expense breakdown so you can see exactly how much this build cost us.
We hope you follow along on our journey to explore North America in our van summit. We will be seeing all of the national parks, all 50 states, and Canadian provinces.
See you next week as we explore Everglades National Park. Right here, and then, oh, I can take this off now. Oh yeah. All right. Say that again. Oh, what do you want, some attention?
Hi, babe.
All right, one more time.
Kitchen was our deep undermount. Oh, geez, you brought in sand.
You bringing in sandy paws? We just cleaned. Well, okay.